PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code Cajun, all caps, CAJUN, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace. Hey guys, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana, and we're going to do our YouTube poll, our Cajun Cardboard community poll results recap. It's been too long. I think the last one of these things I did was August 22nd. It was so long ago, I don't even remember what the last YouTube poll that I started and finished that video with was. So we're just going to kind of start where I think we left off. If I repeat something, forgive me. I'm not going to look at the comments because for some reason when I click comments, it's taking me out of the main screen and we got to go back in and then scroll all the way back down. So forgive me. We're going to whip through this real quick. I don't want this to be a long video, but I do like to recap some of this stuff because I learn a lot from you guys, from your answers, from your responses, understanding other collectors and other sports card collectors' perspective is crucial to understanding the hobby, having a better understanding of the macro and the supply, the demand, why people like what they like or don't like what they don't. So let's get cranking. Let's start with, are you going to the National? That's how long ago this was. The National is like a forgotten memory back in Rosemont, Illinois, north of Chicago. Are you going to the National this week? 17% were going out of 246 votes. 17% yes, 83% no. That really surprised me. I felt like more people would go. It's right in the middle. It's not Atlantic City. It's not hard to get to. It's right in the middle. If I can make it there from Baton Rouge, you guys can get there. It was a significant improvement over Atlantic City. I'll just give you my thoughts on the matter. Atlantic City, for me, was my very first National. I had no frame of reference, no prior experience, no expectations, and I loved Atlantic City. I liked my hotel. I liked Atlantic City. I didn't know any better. Obviously, Chicago, the travel was infinitely easier, and the layout at Chicago was worse than Atlantic City, but the vibes were better. The positivity was better. The hobby was in a better place. People were more realistic and reasonable about their prices, specifically the dealers. I got buku purchases done at Chicago. It was an absolutely phenomenal, one of my best experiences in the hobby. Certainly my best card show experience since I've been in the hobby, and Dallas is great too. I've been to Dallas before as well, but you know me, I don't get out to shows very often. I want to get to more, and so I'm trying my best. Next question for those of you who attended both the 2022 in Atlantic City and the 2023 National in Rosemont. I've got some options on here. The winner was Rosemont was good, Atlantic City was bad. I kind of expected that to be the case. The least amount of votes was Atlantic City was good, Rosemont was bad, which I expected that to be 0%. They were both bad, 11%. So cheer up, Chipper. 11% said they both sucked. And then 29% said they were both good. And that's kind of where I would fall in, but I do think Rosemont would get the slight edge. Next question, have you ever bought a card on PWCC Weekly or PWCC Premier Auction? This absolutely floored me. I'm absolutely shocked at this. You guys know I'm an affiliate partner with PWCC. I get paid to promote PWCC. It worked in reverse order. I became a huge fan and supporter of them before they decided to support me and my channel and actually compensate me for my big Cajun mouth. I vault my cards there. I buy on the PWCC Weekly like it's going out of style. I buy on the PWCC Premier when the funds permit me to, and I sell on both platforms quite often. It is my preferred method of buying and selling sports cards in the hobby, period. It is not even remotely close. Not close. Golden's not close. eBay is no longer close. eBay has taken a drastic turn for the worse as far as I'm concerned. My slabs, I really never look at it because people haven't changed their prices in forever. I don't mess with really any of the other auctions for whatever reason. And nothing against them, but like Heritage, Alt, Robert Edwards, I'm trying to think of some of the other auction houses. I just don't screw with any of that stuff. That's just me. PWCC and eBay, between those two and then the occasional Golden, if the right card shows up, that's kind of where I do my damage. I do want to reiterate to you guys, if you have any questions about how the PWCC marketplace works or what the sales split is as far as if you consign to PWCC and all that stuff, feel free to message me. If I don't have an answer for you, if it's not a simple question, I will say I have no idea, and I will refer you to PWCCmarketplace.com, where they lay out all of the information that you need to know before you buy or sell on the PWCC marketplaces. Or I will send you to one of my reps at PWCC, and you can speak to a human being, and they can kind of talk you through the process. I do know this: if you're gonna buy on PWCC, if you're curious about buying on PWCC, please consider using my affiliate link. It's conveniently located in my YouTube channel. About page, click the about, go down to the bottom. If you click that affiliate link and then it pops up in you cut and paste it into your browser and then hit the save as favorites button and save that as your PWCC link entry point, then every time you purchase something on PWCC, you'll support the Cajun Cardboard channel. It's no extra money off your back. You pay more to support my channel. It comes out of PWCC's portion. So if that's something you'd consider, I'd be eternally grateful. If you're selling on the PWCC weekly or the Premier, or if you're just sending it to your vault, anytime you submit that and you create a submission form on PWCC, and I've done videos on this, you can go check them out. If you're sending cards to your vault or you're sending cards to sell on the PWCC auctions, please, if you don't mind, use the promo code Cajun, C-A-J-U-N, all capital letters. That is a great way to support my channel. It lets PWCC know that I have some stake in the game. I have some tentacles, right, in the hobby. And I stretch out a little bit, and some people are actually out there listening to me scream at the screen, and it gives me a little bit of validity with them. I'm actually flying out to visit the vault and shoot some content and explore the vault and look at some of my cards in hand, which I know a lot of you guys can't understand how I don't look at my cards every day. So I'm very excited about that. I'm heading out there third week of October, and I hope to have some great content for the channel. I'm not sure what I can and can't video or take pictures of. From what I understand, I will not be able to take pictures of the vault and the things in this room or that room, and I understand why. They've got hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars of assets in that vault. And so as a vault, someone who does vault with PWCC, I don't want people taking pictures of the inner workings of PWCC either. I certainly don't want people walking out with video footage. So I might be able to take a picture of the outside of the building or take a picture of the cards on a table, but I don't think I'm going to be able to say, here's what it looks like when you walk in. Here's if you turn left, if you turn right. So, but I'm very excited to get out there, meet some of the people that I've been dealing with since the Fanatics acquisition. A lot of the people that I really had relationships with have left PWCC, but the few folks that I have been dealing with on an everyday, literally everyday, regular, weekly, certainly weekly basis, I love them to death. They've been nails, man. They've been on it. They've been on point. They're very good at what they do. They're both super intelligent, and I've had nothing but top-notch 5-star service since I have. If you're not getting 100% exactly the service that you want from PWCC, please reach out to me and let me know, because I want to put you in touch with somebody who's going to rectify that and correct that and make sure you're getting the service and the treatment that you think you deserve. And if you have any questions, you should never have questions. You should always be able to get an answer. The actual chat window thing, which I never use in any facet of life, but there's actually a little bottom corner, right corner chat window thing that you can open up. It's actually really helpful. So anyway, so I was shocked. 1 out of 3 people have bought or sold on PWCC or bought on PWCC or Premier. That's nuts to me. You guys need to check that out for sure. It's just a great way to expand your collection, especially if you have a vault, because you don't pay shipping, you don't pay sales tax, and immediately upon payment, boom, it's in your vault. You got it. If you want it in your hand, just request shipment, and then you don't pay sales tax, but you just pay the shipping price and you get it shipped to your house. You can also sell cards from your PWCC vault on eBay or other platforms, right? If I sell a card on eBay, but it's in my PWCC vault, I use the high def images from the PWCC vault, which are better than the pictures I can take. I sell it. I ship it straight from PWCC to the authentication, to eBay or whatever. You just request a shipment to a third party, and you just ship the card you sold on eBay from PWCC vault straight to either straight to the buyer or straight to the eBay authentication service. So it's not the only way to collect, but it's certainly something to consider. Have you ever bought a card on the Golden Weekly auction or Golden Elite auctions? Kind of similar answers, about 1 out of 5, right? 23% have and 77% have not. This is interesting. 2 months ago, I asked this question: where does Damian Lillard start the 2023-24 season? 50% of people said Portland. 29% said the Heat, and only 23% said any other NBA team. Well, as we know, he's a Buck. I'm on cloud 9. They had their preseason opener last night against the Lakers. I can't wait to see that pick and roll game. Hopefully they can figure out how to guard some people on the perimeter. Who will be the 23-24 most improved player? Cade Cunningham got more votes than damn near everybody combined. Tyrese Maxey was a distant second, and then Scotty Barnes and Michael Bridges were in the conversation. Others, and you can comment. Again, we're not going to look at all the comments, but Cade Cunningham, overwhelming. Obviously, he missed all last year with that lower leg injury. He looked amazing this summer playing against the USA World Cup team. Was the best player out there by many accounts, and so we'll see where Cade Cunningham can lead the in the past have been a very woeful Detroit Pistons roster this year. Can they sniff the playoffs? Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, the Thompson kid, Jalen Duren. We need a reclamation project for Bagley or Wiseman. One of those guys needs to emerge. And then they got Bogdanovich stroking from the 3, man. So the Pistons are interesting, man. They're not devoid of talent, that's for sure. Without cheating, which player had the most career NBA all defensive team selections? And the answer to this is Tim Duncan, and it's not close. And it's very impressive. So Tim Duncan's the answer to this question. Most people thought it was Olajuwon. It's not. It's Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is the most under-the-radar top 10 player of all time. Like, he was an absolute freak on defense. Fantastic defender, and more all-defensive teams than all the guys on this list. Interesting answers there. Choose one as your NBA franchise point guard for the next 5 years. Jalen Brunson or Halliburton? 70-30 Halliburton. Okay, that doesn't surprise me. I probably should have mixed in Tyrese Maxey and De'Aaron Fox and Darius Garland and see where those answers wound up. But most people, without question, said Halliburton over Brunson, and I totally agree with that. I don't think it's even close, to be quite honest with you. Size, length, defensive ability, a lot of that matters to me. Choose one and comment why. This was a landslide. 2 out of 3 chose the 1997 UltraStars Gold 9.5 over the LeBron. 2 cards of relatively similar value, probably, and the UltraStars Gold in a landslide. Gee, it's not a coincidence. A vast majority of the people that watch my channel are Michael Jordan fans, more so than LeBron fans, and so that did not surprise me at all. This is just me bitching about why they're asking Jay Williams questions about football and then asking Keyshawn Johnson questions about basketball. I don't give a shit what those guys think about the sport that they didn't play. Why in the hell would they be experts on the sport they didn't play? It doesn't make any sense. Who was the biggest snub of the NBA 75th anniversary team? And this was interesting because I think it's Dwight Howard. I don't even think it's even close. Dwight Howard's resume far dwarfs Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady's. It's not even close. And yes, he's a weirdo. And yes, he's a little bitch. And yes, he's strange and mercurial. And yes, he's full of shit. But putting pen to paper and looking at the resume and the accomplishments of these players, there is no reason in the world Dwight Howard should not have been on that 75th anniversary team. And that being said, I'm with you on McGrady and Vince Carter. The issue was when they decided to leave the initial 50 and only supplement the list and add 25. That's where things got a little screwy because it leaves out guys like this that probably deserve to be in there over some of the guys from the original 50, like, Bill Sharman or whoever the hell else. There's a bunch of those guys from the 60s, as JJ likes to call them, plumbers and firefighters that were, in the list that probably didn't need to be in the list. Or maybe we needed to do the last 50 years or something like that. I don't know. I need your help. Comments and inserts and parallels that you did not see in the MJ hierarchy project. And there was a long list of those. Thank you for all those that commented and contributed to that. Here's the deal with the MJ hierarchy project, specifically tier 4. It was freaking impossible. People are like, wow, how could you leave this out? I'm like, dude, I have 350 cards already listed in there. The poster barely fits all the stuff. I mean, if you haven't seen the poster, they're awesome. Please order one. They're real easy to get to. You can just PayPal me directly. Go watch the video in the MJ hierarchy playlist on posters. It'll give you all the details on how to order it and which giveaways you'll be eligible for if you do purchase posters. You're eligible for giveaways. So that's one great way to support the channel, is to buy the posters. There's 4 other great ways to support the channel in the About section of this channel. So check that out. I don't charge subscription fees. I don't do the Patreon thing. There are no YouTube ads. I'm not taking the YouTube money. When I start talking, you're going to watch me talk until the very end of the video with no Cialis or Viagra shit in the middle. Anyway, thank you guys for who did contribute. The whole deal behind the MJ Hierarchy Project was to get an open discussion of what is the best and and what belongs in there. And we did have to cut out, I'm not BSing you, probably 60 to 70 cards that very much could have been included in tier 4. And if there was enough space on a 2 by 3 foot poster, I probably would have included them. But we had to draw the line somewhere. And so there were some cards that did not make the cut that had every right to make the cut. So I need more help. What are the cards from tier 4? Okay, and this is when I moved a bunch of cards from tier 4 to tier 3, and tier 3 to tier 2 also as well. The Illuminator is the one that kind of stands out to me that moved, and as well as the Luminescent. Choose one and tell me why. It's the Linchpins PSA 10 versus the Golden Touch, and it was close. Linchpins won 59% to 41%. I think this is at the point where I was going to try to get consistent about posting MJ cards and letting people make choices, and then I just got too freaking busy. You can have a 1-hour dinner, and this stemmed from an NBA past and present video that I did with Coach Bixley, where we talk about if we could sit down for a 1-hour dinner and ask any questions, and the people across the table from us, the NBA people, had to answer truthfully, like we gave them a truth serum, and they had to answer the question truthfully, who would you take to dinner? And so we kind of talked through some of that, and it was really interesting. You know, we had Jordan and Tyronn Lue, Phil Jackson, Dennis Rodman, Barkley. There was a long list of guys that, we wanted to ask questions of. And so we were just kind of polling people like, who would you like to sit down and have questions, talk with? First live stream ever happened a month ago, a little over a month ago. It's the first live stream I've ever done on this channel. I need to do it again. It was a lot of fun. I was all worried about how it was going to work and when to do it. The problem with me is I'm a father of a wife. I'm a father of a wife. I'm a husband of a wife. I'm a father of 7 children. I've got one playing in college. I've got another one about to go play college soccer in the same conference against her sister. I've got a kid playing baseball in high school. I've got a daughter playing volleyball. I've got a son, my youngest son, JoJo, playing travel soccer. And I have this hobby stuff going on, by the way. And I have a full-time job, by the way. And I know I'm preaching to the choir because a lot of you guys are in the same position as me, except for the 7-kid part. I just don't have time to do live streams on a consistent basis. Like, I can't say, Thursdays at this time I do a live stream. I'd love to do that. I'd love to jump on the crossover with those guys and do that kind of stuff because it's fun to engage with the hobby, and I do look forward to it. I will commit to you that I will try to get to do one of those live streams a month. I just got to find the date. The problem is I can't announce it and say, hey, a week from now I'm going to do a live stream so I have an audience. So I'm probably just going to have to say live stream and push the button and hope people show up. And if 12 people show up, great. If 5 show up, that's fine too. If not, I'll just sit here and talk like I am right now to myself. Which player is most likely to make his first All-Star team roster in this 23-24 season? Jonathan, Coach Pixley and I did another past and present video with this where we drafted the players that we thought were most likely to make their first All-Star team. And here's a name, here's 5 names that come to mind. Evan Mobley, Michael Bridges, Banchero, Jamal Murray, and Jalen Brunson. And the overwhelming winner was Jamal Murray. Banchero, I think, is a no-brainer as well. I was pretty shocked that Jamal Murray and Brunson had not made an All-Star team, to be quite honest with you, but there's your answers. If Babe Ruth in his perfect prime got 100 at-bats against Roger Clemens in his perfect prime, how many times would Babe Ruth strike out? And this came up because we were talking about comparing eras, and everybody was like, well, baseball is the one sport where numbers are numbers, and numbers mean so much, and of course the steroid era screwed everything up. I'm trying to get some funk off the screen here. Let's see. Okay. And this just kind of came up as like I consider Babe Ruth the GOAT of baseball. I know people are like Mickey Mantle and all this other crap, but Babe Ruth is the all forever historical GOAT. But Barry Bonds is the greatest hitter in baseball history. I don't really give a shit what anybody else says. He is. I mean, you can just look at the numbers on paper. And yes, he may have had crazy shit running through his veins, but he is what he is. And he was playing against pitchers who had crazy shit running through their veins. And so I've never really understood why he's not in the Hall of Fame, because all those pitchers were cheating because they were recovering in 3 days and pitching every 4th day and throwing 97 miles an hour and throwing 8 innings and all this other shit. So, but the answer to this question is he would strike out 95 times because Roger Clemens didn't exist in the turn of the century games that Babe Ruth was playing, or into the 20s and 30s, and I think Roger Clemens would have struck out fucking everybody that he faced. That's just me. It would be like Bo Jackson, people in the 60s trying to tackle Bo Jackson on the football field. The shit ain't happening. Or Russell Westbrook, playing in the 60s against Wilt and Bill Russell, and Bob Cousy trying to guard Russell Westbrook, or God forbid LeBron James or somebody like that. It's just different eras, man, and that's why you got to compare people against their peers and compare them on paper, not, what if they played against each other. It's just not fair. Right? Human beings evolve. They get bigger, stronger, faster. Science gets better. Technology, skill, everything's better, right? It just works that way. Choose your favorite basketball parallel. Black, Nebula, or gold vinyl. This was shocking that gold vinyl was actually close to the black, Prism Black. I'm astonished that this was that close. So gold vinyl, wow, kudos to gold vinyl, 137 votes. Oh yeah, just a reminder, if you paid, right now I have one dude who paid for this poster. I'm just going to use his full name, Dean Olstead. I have not heard back from you. You were one of the very first people that bought a poster. Everybody's giving me an address. I don't have an address for Dean Olstead. Either that or you gave me a P.O. box. I can't ship FedEx to a P.O. box. It's in a tube. It won't fit in a box. So Dean Olstead, if anybody knows Dean Olstead, or if you're listening, I hope everything's okay, because I haven't heard back from you. I've tried to find you. I've messaged you through PayPal. Please, I've got your money. I'd love to ship you your posters. I need to hear from Dean Olstead and get a real address. But everybody else has nailed it with the address and t-shirt sizes. And remember, every 10th person that orders an MJ Hierarchy poster, every 10th person wins a free Cajun Cardboard t-shirt. So that's why I'm asking you for your t-shirt sizes. And we're pushing 100 now. We're close to 100 people that have bought. Again, I've sold almost 300 posters, but only 100 purchase, a little bit less than 100 purchasers. So a lot of people are buying 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posters when they purchase, which is awesome because it's only $10 for each additional poster. And they make great gifts, and you can give them to people for Christmas, or you can give them to people for Halloween as some kind of trick, instead of a treat. I'm sure a little kid would love to get an Cajun Cardboard MJ Hierarchy poster instead of a freaking Snickers. But literally, you can buy up to probably 6 I can fit safely in a tube without wrinkling or damage or anything like that. And so just remember, the top 100 people qualify for a 1990 Hoops Superstars MJ PSA 10, which is worth like $350, $400. It's like a crazy number. So we're going to do that giveaway on the channel with the colorful super mini wheel, and you'll get to see your name on there, and I'll read the name of all 100 people that bought posters. I think we're somewhere almost to 90. So I need 12, 13, 14 more people to buy posters, and then we'll do a real big giveaway for that $350, $400 card, which will be really cool. Who you got this season, straight up? And remember, this was 10 days ago, right? So this is after Lillard and after Drew Holiday trade, and certainly after the Beal trade and the Porzingis acquisition. Celtics 15%, Lakers 13%. That's shocking. Bucks 34%, Nuggets 27%, Suns 11%. I hope it plays out this way. I hope we get to see Bucks Nuggets in the finals, but these guys really, really worry me. They are Bucks killers. They are primed, and that's going to be a real freaking problem. The Celtics have one of the best defensive top sixes in the history of the NBA. You're talking about Drew Holiday, you're talking about Derek White, you're talking about Tatum and Brown, then you're talking about Horford and Porzingis. From a defensive perspective, that is just absolute murderer's row. It's going to be a nightmare to navigate. And then the last question was 5 days ago, which reminds me I need to post another question. Which one of these players is not one of the 3 best foreign players in the NBA in the world? And how about this? The guy that won MVP, Joel Embiid, got 78% of the 190 votes. 78% people said Joel Embiid's not one of the top 3 foreign players in the world. Joel Embiid's the 4th best, and I didn't put SGA on here. SGA would have been an option, but isn't this funny that the dude that won MVP, most people think he's the 4th best foreign player in the NBA. So that's interesting. Most people are kind of split right here. And, of course, we just saw ESPN NBA rank, where they rank their top 100 players every year. The top 10 had Giannis 1, Jokic 2. That was a shocker, and that I don't agree with. And you guys know I'm a Bucks fan. You guys know I PC Giannis. But I call it like I see it. Right now, Jokic is the best player in the NBA. He is the best player in the NBA. He's the best player in the world. Foreign, domestic, I don't give a damn where you're from. He is the best player in the world. And I never thought a guy that harness raced and drank beer and ate a bunch of cheese over the offseason who looks like that would be the greatest player in the world. But he is the best player in the the world, and I'll have words with anybody who says otherwise. But yes, I agree. Giannis and Doncic are a close second, and then Embiid, I think, is a distant third, despite the fact that he won the MVP because of voter fatigue. Anyway, that's it, guys. That's it. That's the YouTube poll. Again, thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby, and peace.